All right, so here is your spring 2020 orchard update, I guess. I just went through and I planted six new trees, 5 of which are replacements for ones that have died. But we'll start here. This is actually the only new one that's not a replacement. That I've set right here on the, I guess it'd be kind of like the northwest corner of the orchard, if you will. So I've just kind of paste this off about 20 foot on center. So we're standing right here against the garden. You can see my green beans are coming up, but the rest of the orchard is over there, and then it wraps around over here. So just kind of maintaining this sort of grid pattern with everything 20 foot on center. That's probably further apart than they need to be, but it gives me options to garden in between. That's my long-term goal, is to be able to garden in between all of the fruit trees, at least until they get so big that they really need that space. Anyway, so this is a nectarine, sun-red nectarine. This one here replaced a nectarine, and it is a, wow. It is a Dorset apple. So we have 2 sun-red nectarines, 2 Dorsets, and 2 Annas. So this replaced a nectarine. It's a Dorset. We come over here past the tree nursery, which is doing awesome, of course. This is a Anna apple that replaces a Granny Smith apple. Lost both my Granny Smiths. Then we have another sun-red nectarine here that replaced a, I don't know, it was an apple tree of some sort. We have another Anna apple, replaced another Granny Smith there. And this is another Dorset apple, and that replaced some sort of apple. So when I started the whole orchard, to begin with, I thought 6 apple trees. I thought it was this one, that, and the one on the corner, and then the 3 in the middle. Those were the first 3 trees. 6 trees. I thought they were all apples, but that one there, that's a pineapple pear now. So I'm trying to remember if I lost an apple tree from that spot. But I remember I had 2 Granny Smiths. Now they made it all through the first year, because these are the 2-year-old trees. At least that pineapple pear is, and that apple on that corner. And this first row, this one, and that one. So they made it through the first winter, came out in the second year, and just didn't really do anything last summer. Like, just barely leafed out, didn't really grow at all, and then just didn't make it through this winter. So I don't really know. But anyway, I'll show you kind of around. So those are the 6 new ones. And then looking over here, so these are the 1-year-old trees, I believe, or we planted them last spring. So this spring, this is their coming out now. This is their after going through the first winter with us. This is a peach, obviously, looking pretty good. I accidentally bumped into it with the tractor when I was mowing the other day, knocked a few of them off, but at least I didn't snap the tree off. I've done that before. Snapped one of those apple trees. I broke it in half with the swing on the bucket. This is a peach tree, and this guy is loaded. Probably too many peaches really for this size tree. I had to tie it up because the whole tree was wanting to lean over that direction, just about touching the ground. So I tied it up, and it wasn't doing that because of the peach load. It was doing that just already. It just wanted to lean that way. So I'm gonna have to keep it tied for a while, but hopefully it'll eventually learn to stand itself up proper. I need to get it to get some limbs growing out this way and kind of prune its shape back to help balance it also. But that's a peach. There's another pineapple pear over here, which I thought I saw them bloom out, but I really don't remember. I don't see any little fruits on it yet, which pear I think does normally bloom a little bit later, but I really can't remember. These things are real bad about growing suckers out of below the graft, but it doesn't matter, you just prune them off. So that's another pineapple pear. This is a plum or nectarine one, I don't know which. I think it's a plum. It doesn't have a tag on it anymore. It's looking okay, I guess. I tied it up a little bit too. I actually tied it up because this central leader had died back, and this was basically the biggest limb up top. There's another new one right here above it. But I tied this one up, and I'm basically trying to train it vertical to make this become my new central leader, and then I'll knock that dead stem off. But I want to try to get the tree at least shaped right, head in the right direction. There's another little peach here, also loaded up, but of course completely lopsided. It's got everything is on that side. It's not pulling the tree over yet, but same thing, it's kind of got this little spur that started off right here. I'm going to prune it to make that become the new central leader. So I'm kind of letting this fruit start to develop, and then I'm going to start probably picking some of it off and pruning some of these limbs back just to kind of knock the weight back towards the middle and let the tree focus a little more on inward growth versus trying to branch way out. Two little variegated lemon trees. I don't know. They made it through. They bloomed. I saw them bloom, but no real fruit set, and I don't see a whole lot of new flush growth yet. There's a little bit. Right there's a little bit of new growth coming on. But yeah, you can see the terminals where it bloomed, but I don't see any of the fruit starting. I know they got pollinated. And the lemon trees on this property, you better believe they got pollinated. This is a peach or plum. Probably a peach. It's got a couple little ones on it. These peaches bloomed like 4 times over the winter. They'd bloom, get frosted. Bloom again, get frosted. Bloom again, get frosted. I'm really surprised they're making it. Fig. I don't know anything about fig. I don't eat them. Maybe picking fresh off the tree, I'd like them. I don't know. I've had people give me figs and I didn't care for them, but whatever. This is an apple tree, I believe, just based on the leaf structure. I'm pretty sure this is an apple tree. I think based on the blooms. Having these pink blossoms, I think it's an apple tree. But again, no tag, so I don't remember. Maybe if I go back to the video about planting all these trees, maybe I've mentioned in there what it was. It's got a little lean to it that I'm not real fond of, but it's strong as far as, like if I try to pull it back to vertical, I really don't like how that bark is peeling so bad. I don't know if that's a, you know, what disease that is, but if I try to pull it back to vertical, it's going to want to snap. And it's got a lot of these limbs. Those are all dead, so it's not doing great, but it's doing. So it'll probably be one that'll die over this next winter and then have to be replaced. I have no idea. And then just another fig tree over here on the corner. So nothing too crazy. Mostly just wanted to mention, you know, replacing the other ones. Again, I've mentioned this before. I think I made a video specifically about it. For those of you guys that are in the Houston area, in January, and it ends before the end of January, but in January, you can get all their new spring stock, and it'll still be half off to 70% off. But yeah, you can slip in there for about a week or two at the end of January, and you can pick up new season trees, but they still have their sign at half off before the spring rush. So anyway, yeah, just figured I'd give you guys a little tour around and show you how things are going. I'm really excited about the peaches this year. Hopefully they hang on and we get a little crop of peaches, enough that we can have some fresh cobbler anyway. But yeah, got all the dead ones, the truly fully dead ones replaced. The half dead ones get to stay until they're fully dead and get replaced next year, I guess. I don't know. And then of course, yeah, not to do with fruit trees, but my hardwood nursery here, looking awesome. That little cherry tree looks like junk. Looks like it's dying, but I don't know. Still, at least 75% of the cherry trees look really good, and everybody else is looking really good. So I'm not going to talk about those here because I'll get distracted. So yeah, that's it. That is my spring 2020 fruit tree nursery update for you guys. A little bit of replacement, a little bit of expansion.